not remorseful.
I'll speak after the proceedings.
Kaiser told the court that his doctor said he was lucky to be alive after Lungisa smashed a jug of water over his head during a brawl in council in October 2016. The glass severed a major artery in his head and he now suffers from migraines and short-term memory loss.
I don't want us to rejoice in any outcome. It might be a victory in terms of justice, but also there are other consequences to others.
Cannon says Lungisa is an elected public figure who acted like a street thug who has lost the trust of the community he serves.
Andile was a promising young politician, vibrant. We can only hope that this sends a strong message, particularly to other caucus members.
Lungisa's legal team says his sentence is shocking and inappropriate.
We will encourage the Andile and his family to make another appeal, which I think is still within the parameters of the law.
For now, Lungisa will be locked up at the North End prison until his legal team brings an urgent application to the Eastern Cape High Court. Sandy McCowan, Port Elizabeth.
Now to the city of Cape Town, where Ian Nielsen says there's no confusion as to who runs the city. This after the Democratic Alliance rescinded the membership of Patricia de Lille, thus stripping her of the mayor position. Nielsen is the city's deputy mayor, but says he's now acting mayor. De Lille, who's challenging the party's decision in court this Friday, insists, however, that she is still the mayor. So not so clear-cut after all. My colleague Artie Nasi joins us now from the mother city. Good evening, Artie. Who is the mayor of Cape Town this evening?
Good evening, Sally. I wish I had the answer for you, but at this stage it seems quite unclear. On the one hand, we have the acting mayor, or as the city of Cape Town has announced, the acting mayor, Ian Nielsen, who says that he is in a rightful position. They have obviously notified the IEC that there's a vacant councillor position, and they say that they've obviously followed all the processes and that he is obviously legally acting in that position. But however, when I spoke to the IEC earlier today, they confirmed that they had received notification of the vacancy, but they have not declared that vacancy. And this is particularly because there is a pending court matter that is going to be heard this Friday. Patricia de Lille has obviously taken the DA decision to remove her to court, and she's also interdicting the IEC and halting them from confirming that vacancy. So this does provide a legal challenge, and the IEC says essentially that the decision of the vacancy is up in the air. So it's quite unclear as to who the mayor is.
Absolutely.
At this point.
What is interesting, we're showing our viewers images, I think, of Patricia de Lille this morning. She was on an official mayoral function without her mayoral chain, but there was also movement at her offices. What was going on there today?
So on the one hand, this morning, Patricia de Lille addressed a meeting as the mayor and saying that despite the fact that she might not have that mayor title, she still is Patricia de Lille. But then on the other hand, we saw images of her office being cleared out today. And yesterday, the city of Cape Town announced that obviously as a result of her no longer being the mayor and the actions taken by the Democratic Alliance, she obviously had all those privileges of being the mayor have been revoked, and thus obviously her office is now being cleared.
Thank you so much. That was our reporter Artie Nasi in Cape Town. Still ahead on eNews at 8, the enraged Mamelodi community takes to the streets over the death of little Katlego Georgia. To KwaZulu-Natal, where a luxury housing estate became the target of a land grab this past weekend. A group of people marked out plots at the prestigious Tinley Manor on the north coast. They claim they were instructed by their chief to do so. But Desin Thathia uncovers new details on the story now.
A good spot at this upmarket estate could set you back a few million rand. But one of these plots is being sold for a mere 50 rand. This undeveloped land is owned by the estate and is one of the sites invaded this past weekend. Other privately owned areas were also targeted.
They were just going past our house, and they were just choosing the place and carrying on whatever they did, you see.
Some residents here say the group could have been 1,000 strong. Initially, it was understood the local chief was behind the illegal sale. But the traditional council is now distancing itself from the land grab. We've established that a local man could be behind the sale of the plots. But when we arrived at his home to speak to him, we were told by a group outside that he wasn't ready to be interviewed yet. The KwaDukuza municipality is facilitating talks between residents and those now claiming the land.
This is not in line with the expropriation of land without compensation, because I think people might tend to mix the two. This is a land grab which we amounted to criminal activity, which I think the landowners, we must assist them to open charges so that those people who are involved, they are going to face the mighty law.
The area is quiet once more, but police and security guards are watching. Jason Thathia, Tinley Manor in KwaZulu-Natal.
To Pretoria now, where the people of Mamelodi were on the streets in protest over the death of 10-year-old Katlego Georgia. Her body was found floating in a river on Sunday. Now, her parents had tried to raise the alarm over her disappearance with the police several days before, but they were told they had to wait 24 hours before opening a missing persons case. As Khayelihle Khumalo reports, the tragic story of little Katlego has highlighted that the 24-hour rule is not actually police policy. The police will now take action against the officers who turned the parents away.
Poor Katli could not even say a word. That is why I believe, my little niece, wherever you are in heaven. And the very same perpetrators who did this to you, my little girl, are going to burn in hell.
Katlego Georgia's aunt says the little girl was peaceful and loving. Upset residents marched to the Mamelodi police station, calling for justice following the bad service they were subjected to.
The family feels that if the reporting was done initially, there probably could be, feeding a child right now and not burying her.
Police say the national instruction is that the 24-hour policy doesn't apply. Instead, police officers must prioritize cases like Georgia's, who was also living with autism.
We have taken responsibility. That should not have happened. That is not what is supposed to happen. There is a national instruction which regulates the process to be followed when cases of missing people are reported at the police station. There is absolutely no waiting period.
Marchers have also made it clear that this case must be prioritized and that the perpetrators must be brought to book speedily. Little Katli is expected to be laid to rest later this week. Khayelihle Khumalo, Mamelodi.
Bus drivers say they're struggling to make ends meet as the 3-week strike continues. More than 17,000 drivers are demanding better wages. Talks between employers and unions have broken down several times now. A wage increase of 8.75% in year 1 and 8.25% in year 2 is the latest suggestion from the Bargaining Council. Labour has countered with a proposal of 9% and 8%. As the negotiations drag on, our reporter Slindele Masekane found out how the bus drivers are doing.
Drivers have been on strike for more than 20 days now, and they're feeling the pinch in their pockets. Attridgeville bus driver Peter Morena says he and his family are living from hand to mouth.
For fitlhabile fela cause tsa go sheba tsona, I mean ke ya go marabastata go reka ditamati di eng ka le box tse bore di right and then get a cause nama yona since strike, so I can't afford go reka nama.
For Morena, the strike has gone on for far too long.
Why I'm saying so? Bona, agree. Bemba Mereko Barile ba offer 8.75 first year, the second year 8.25. And then our unions bar 9% this year, 8.5 next year. So already calculate the men to one.
Employers have endorsed the Bargaining Council's proposal of 8.75% in year 1 and 8.25% in year 2. They say they won't entertain Labour's counter-proposal of 9% and 8%. It remains to be seen when a deal will be struck between unions and employers. What we do know for sure is that thousands of commuters are hoping the strike will end soon. Slinda Lomasigan, Johannesburg.
Let's recap your top story. Who's running Cape Town? Who's leading the Northwest? Confusion reigns in 2 parts of the country tonight. Your sports news after the break, and trade union solidarity challenging the Eminent Persons Group report on transformation in sport. Football, and there's still uncertainty over the planned friendly between ABSA Premiership champions Mamelodi Sundowns and La Liga champions Barcelona. The match is billed to take place next Wednesday as part of the Nelson Mandela Centenary celebrations at FNB Stadium. But Barcelona are yet to confirm if the match will actually take place.
Let's start with the Barca one. I think the team is going to come out and give that announcement, so it's not nice for me to not to give the team to say things like that. So they will come out and speak to you to answer your question.
It will be great if it happens, and a moment to enjoy and to face people that we see on TV also playing Champions League and La Liga.
Now, the latest Eminent Persons Group report into sports transformation was released on Monday. While there were no major pronouncements arising from it, the way the transformation process is being conducted by implementing targets for federations is being challenged by trade union solidarity. The Department of Sport plans to fight back.
Start with your rural areas, start with public schools, start with getting good training facilities, good coaching, and then within the next 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, you'll get all, or transformation might be the consequence of that initiatives.
We have to challenge that court case. That is the directive that we've given to the Director General, because we cannot afford to get back to apartheid years, of which its legacy is still haunting us when we are looking into our federations, into the progress in terms of transformation today, and the fact that it is like an apology to include the biggest numbers of our population to also participate and have equal opportunities.
Your weather is next, and then that's not mud, it's chocolate. A massive, delicious spill is stopping traffic in Poland.
Welcome to the Weather Center. We had cloud-free skies dominating the weather across much of South Africa throughout the day, and the cold front that has been affecting southern South Africa has since moved towards the Indian Ocean. Now tonight we are going to have clear skies across much of the interior, but it's going to be pretty chilly over the southern and central parts of the country. Now on Thursday we start off the day with quite a bit of fog over parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Otherwise it's going to be mostly sunny for much of South Africa. However, late in the afternoon we will see quite a lot lot of serious high-level cloud moving into the western parts of the country, and that's ahead of that cold front that is set to hit our shores as we go through Friday. In the meantime, here's what you can expect for your part of the country. It's going to be partly cloudy and warm to hot for much of the Northern Cape, with lots of high-level cloud expected overhead. Similar weather is expected for much of the Western Cape. Top temperatures in the mid to upper 20s for the interior, but it's going to be mild for Cape Town, peaking at 22 degrees. We are going to see partly cloudy skies over the western areas of the Eastern Cape, mostly sunny for the eastern sections. East London and Bishop both peaking at around 23 degrees. We start off the day with a bit of drizzle around Richards Bay with a high of 26 in the afternoon. Partly cloudy, dry and warm around Durban, also peaking at 26 degrees. Mostly clear skies continue across the Mpumalanga province with a warm 27 forecast for the high in Mbombela. Sunny weather also continues across the Limpopo province, where top temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s are expected. It's going to be mostly fine across much of the northwest Rustenburg, warming to around 29 degrees on Thursday afternoon. We could see a bit of cloud creeping into the western areas of the Free State, Bloemfontein and Welkom, both warming to around 27. Gauteng continues with cloud-free skies on Thursday with a high of 27 forecast for Pretoria. Now looking ahead to your Friday, we are going to see isolated thundershowers extending from the Northern Cape down into parts of the Eastern Cape. A cold front brings rainy weather into Cape Town. It's going to be dry for eastern South Africa. However, on Saturday, thundershowers are forecast in KwaZulu-Natal, a bit of rain around Graafrenet and DR.
And finally, a story straight out of a chocolate lover's dream. A truck spilled 12 tons of liquid chocolate across a Polish highway after slamming into a road barrier. Police have closed off the road to allow cleanup crews to assess the situation. Now, that's a cleanup crew I would volunteer for. But the sweet manufacturer says chocolate is harder to remove than oil. The sticky problem has forced traffic to come to a standstill. The truck driver broke his arm during the accident. Perhaps someone should take him a chocolate bar to ease his pain. Let's recap your top stories this evening. Who's running Cape Town? Who's leading the Northwest today? Confusion reigns in two parts of the country. ANC Eastern Cape heavyweight Andile Lungisa behind bars tonight for bashing a glass jug over the head of a fellow city councillor. And that's your news. Take care. Good night.